Good morning, class. Welcome to math for the day. Today we're trying something different. It's called a flipped lesson. So your homework tonight, pay attention to the lesson, and tomorrow in class we will have some different activities. Now, as this is the 6th grade, the state of Indiana expects you to be able to convert between metric and standard measurements, and we discussed the metric prefixes yesterday. We're going to work with that some more today as well. And we will get to conversion a little later on this week. So, for starters, little review. We did discuss base units of measure. Base units in metric are going to be your meters for length, grams for weight, and liters for volume. Meters, grams, and liters. Those are our base units of metric measurements. Now, the prefixes that we are going over today, there are many more. We're doing an exercise tomorrow, or in the classroom tomorrow, that we will cover all of them. But today we're going to work with millimeters, because we're just doing length, millimeters, or mm, centimeters, cm, the base unit, so just meters, you can just put an M for that. And then the longer distance, kilometers or kilometers, km. So when we discuss these, now a millimeter, very small, 1/1000th of a meter. That's about that little dot right there. Can you see that? Tiny. Now a centimeter, a little bit larger. If milli is 1/1000th, centi, we think of the word cent, like a penny, is going to be 1/100th. So 1 penny, 1 cent, is 1/100th of a dollar. So a centimeter is 1/100th of a meter. Now, meter being the basic length, that's just 1. And kilometer, we've used the term kilos before. We've talked about kilograms. We've said kiloliters. Kilo means 1,000. 1 and 3 zeros. 1,000. So a kilometer, if maybe your family's ever gone to a 5K, or maybe you have. I know the baseball team has done some 5Ks in the past. You're running 5 kilometers. It's, I want to say, about 1.5 miles at that point. Yeah. I don't have it right in front of me. But kilometers are the basis for distance in, like you would say, miles in America. In the metric system, we're going to say kilometers. So, milli, centi, meter, and kilometer. Let's talk about some of these examples. A millimeter, we know, is very small, this little dot. Now, on your ruler that you should have from your class list, is going to probably have, it might not, but it's going to have inches. That's what we have along the top here. And when we flip it over, and this is 1 foot, so we have 12 inches, it has about 30 centimeters. So if we zoom in a little bit there, you can kind of see the distance for 1 inch here at the bottom. And this little guy is just 1 centimeter. Centimeters is about 2.54, almost 2.5 centimeters to an inch, if that helps you think of it ahead of time, because we will be getting to conversions, like I said, later this week. Now, when we think of meters, you might think of track and field, the 100-meter dash. Or if you're on the swim team, maybe you do a 25-meter freestyle swim. A lot of pools are measured in meters because we use international standards for those measurements. And those international standards are done in metric, because metric is done most of the world over. America, a couple other countries kind of holdouts. We use the old English version, which is funny because in England they use the metric system. So there you go. This is a yardstick. If we remember from our previous grade level, a yard is 3 feet. A yard is, it's not exactly, but it is approximately 1 meter. A meter is just a little shorter, about right here on a yardstick. So if you can think of that, if you're 6 feet tall, you are a little over 2 meters. Okay? If you're thinking of measuring, let's say the distance to the basketball hoop, to the actual metal rim is supposed to be 10 feet. So if we were doing metric, we would say that that was about 3 1/3 to 3 1/2 meters high. If you were jumping 15 feet, or if you're on the football team and you need to make a 40-yard dash, well, think 40 yards is going to be probably about 42 meters. Okay? So when you think of those distances, remember we're going to be converting to metric. So there are some of your examples. Oh, and then, like I said, a kilometer is your distance between two places. So you would measure the distance between Chicago and Los Angeles in kilometers. Or if you look at the speedometer in your car, the big numbers are miles per hour, and then below that you're going to actually see kilometers per hour. Why would we have that? Well, we can drive to Canada. We can drive to Mexico. We can keep going farther south, or we can keep going farther up. Maybe have our car ferried over to Iceland, Greenland, over to Europe, where you're going to need to know the kilometers per hour because that's their speed limit. Kilometers are smaller than miles, so it's kind of funny when you are driving in a foreign land. You know, on our highways here, we can go about 70 miles an hour. But you see a speed limit sign in France, and it might say 110, and you're thinking, oh my God, I'm really flying. But you're really only doing about 65, 70 miles an hour. It's the same, just converted differently. So tomorrow in the classroom, we are going to take what we've talked about here today. We are going to we're going to make a little cheat sheet for our exam. We're going to make a graphic organizer for metric prefixes. What we're doing today or tomorrow will be very simple. We're going to hang on to this, so metric prefixes for meters, liters, and grams, and then it goes down in size. Now, we only talked about kilo, base unit, centi, and milli today, but we do need to know some of these others. We're going to work on those later on in the week. So, when we flip up kilo here, it's going to say 1,000. What do you think hecto is? 100. Yeah, I dropped it. Deca is going to be, you guessed it, 10. Base unit is going to be just 1, so a meter, a gram, a liter. Deci, so see, we start getting the E's at the end. We know centi is 100. We know milli is 1,000. I can probably go ahead and show you those. Yep. 1/100th or 0.01 for centi. For milli, you have 0.001 or 1/1000th. So what do you think deci is going to be? That's right. It's 1/10. Okay, 0.1 or 1/10 is our representation there. Now, when you do this in class, we're going to leave some space because you're going to be able to put conversion factors. As a matter of fact, I said earlier that for centimeters, so I'm going to flip up centimeters here, and I'm going to write down that 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeters. So you want to leave a lot of room so that you can write these in because you will be able to use this with your test. Okay? I do not expect you as American citizens to memorize the entire metric system conversion rate, but I do need you to know how to figure it out. That's what we're going to be doing. Then, as a group, or in small groups, or pairs if you prefer, we will go through our worksheet for the day. Number 226. It's going to ask you simple questions. You can go ahead and guess this one. Here, I'll cover up the answer even. It gives you the number on the left, and on the right, it gives you an item. You're going to use the most reasonable length. So, height of a house. And it gives us the number 8. Height of a house. How would I measure a house? I'm not going to measure it in kilometers. I'm not rich. My house is not kilometers tall. But it is a few meters tall. So you got a 2-story house. It's probably about 8 meters. Okay. Oh, look. Boom. There's the answer. So we're going to do that tomorrow in small group. And if you need help, I will be there. I would love to work on this with you. And then for our exit ticket, our daily IXL lesson, we're going to be doing Q.15. If you want to log in at home and take a look at it, you may, but you will have to wait until tomorrow to do it in the classroom and submit it to me. Because I need that to save for your grades. So, I hope you all have a glorious evening. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow in class. And, hey, let's do some math. Bye.